Hey guys, what's up? Okay, good. I wasn't sure if it was gonna show up good. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Michelle Christitas. Welcome to Angel Insight. It has been a minute, y'all. It has been a minute. So I think it's been about a month since I've gone live, but trust me when I'm telling you there is tons of Oracle flowing down the pipeline. So let's go ahead and get started with today's daily download that is from the shadows of the light. Okay, so those of you that are new here, I don't know why this is coming up, but I love it. If you're new here, let me know you're here. Drop your name in the comments. I love when you participate. If I don't get to them during the Oracle, I will certainly find them after. Like, subscribe, all those beautiful things. I will tell you in the description box, I'm teaching a new class, and I would love to have you join me. It's called Shadow Alchemy. And you can click on a link and it will send me your name and number and I will touch base with you and give you details. Okay. So that's coming up in the next couple weeks. But let's go ahead and do this daily download. This is, like I said, from the shadows of the light. So we're going to start with a channeled message and a channeled song. The channeled message is: when you find yourself alone and afraid, bring to the forefront the decisions that you have made. Channeled song. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. Yeah, I get a feeling, right? Awesome song. Take a listen to that. Huge message going on in that. And in fact, when I watched the video, which I was called to do, that's when I knew, bum, 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 that the divine oracle wanted to come forward. Okay. Oh, we're going to have to work with the lighting tonight. So bear with me. Okay, that's when the divine oracle wanted to come forward. That's what we're going to be doing. So let's get into it. We've got the number 777 coming in. Have you been seeing it? Have you been feeling it? This is all about big energies. So I did a couple pre-shuffles. I was told to start right here. We're talking about, well, first of all, hold on. Today, what we're talking about is a couple things. We're talking about your mission. We're talking about your abundance. We're talking about, the word king is actually coming in. You are the inspiration, and there is a community that's ready to rally around your vision. So here we go. Another channel message. Be the one who you are to create your abundance. This is about your ambition and your collaboration with others, because nothing is ever done on its own. So we're going to start right here. Oh, right here. And we're going to talk about, as I was pre-shuffling, I was getting this message about really kind of taking some time to reflect. And as I'm looking at this pattern in the background, gosh, I'm back to like struggling with the light. You can see there's this Harlequin pattern. Okay. So there's something running in the background, and we're reformatting, reinitiating, regrowing. Like there's regenerating. That's a great word. So there's something new coming to the forefront. And in order for that to come fully forward, we've got to let go and make the necessary sacrifices of what's happening in the background. So let's start here. Let's give it a read. We're going to start right here. Grow past your comfort zone and embrace your greatness. It is time. Whoa, sometimes I get a good feeling. Oh, I got goosebumps. Your divine energy is calling you to sacrifice short-term conveniences for long-term gains. Every step you take towards your heart's desire, you must step away from the comfortable routine of the moment. The rewards are there if you make an effort. So make sure you check out that video because it's actually very inspiring with this message. Here's your divine invitation if you so choose to take it. Be willing to make the temporary sacrifices necessary to achieve your goals and accept the short-term discomfort and demands that come with new commitments and change. It may seem like you must give up in order to attain your goals. Excuse me. It may seem that what you must give up in order to attain your goals is too great to risk. But rest assured, in the end, your sacrifices will be rewarded many times over. Let's go. Let's get into it. Where are we going? We're going to be talking about magic in your authenticity. And the divine would like to take you through 7 questions. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to explore them together. Okay. So, what is evolving for you who find this oracle? What is evolving? Okay. Well, something you've been making a plan for. So, have you been putting pen to paper? Have you been getting insights? Have you had revelations coming in? I'm getting that you have. You've been making a plan, you've been taking the steps. So, that's what we're talking about. What is this evolution all about for you? Okay. Ooh, spiritually, are you becoming a clear channel? Okay, this actually makes a lot of sense because in order to be a clear channel, trust me, trust me, I've been working on the same thing. Okay, this oracle is for me just as much as for you. Is there is a lot in progress. There's a lot of things always changing. You may feel that you've had rebirths. You may feel like look at this as a canvas, and it's like you may feel like you've repainted several times. Okay. So, what's evolving though is the ability to shine your light. Okay. The ability to be fluid, the ability to stay heart centered, to stay above those emotions. Look at what you have been alchemizing, my friends. Okay. I am loving this. Shine your light. And this message is from the shadows of the light. So where have you been crawling in the shadows? What have you been alchemizing and working with? Because it is coming to the forefront, and this is actually part of you becoming this clear channel. It is part of your ascension. It is part of your mission. It is a necessary part for you to become who you chose to be this lifetime before you came here. Okay. So, what are you rooting in at this moment? Well, like many of us, I feel this so much, my friends. You're just going with the flow, right? You're letting go of some of these deep shadows. For some of you, lifetimes in the making. Okay. I'm sorry about this lighting. Gosh, I really don't like it. I literally have 3 lights on out here and it's still being affected. So we're just going to deal with it. Okay. So we're going with the flow. We're letting go of something that's really, and for some of you, it's a big something. Okay. For some of you, these are like, look at this, the Eiffel Tower moments. For some of you, it feels like I'm actually kind of feeling this heat. So I'm just going to let it read into it because you were brought here for reassurance. This is for you, okay? This tower moment is for you. So I encourage you to embrace it. I encourage you to anticipate it, okay? I encourage you to clear some space for that reflection. Be fluid and remember at the forefront what? To shine your light and to have unconditional love for yourself. Because many of you, I have this sense, okay, it's coming in strong, that many of you feel responsible for so many others. This has been a part of who you are. And so it feels really unfamiliar. Okay, it feels really unfamiliar. And what's coming up here we are in France, right? We're in France and it's like, okay, we're not in our element. We're kind of out of our comfort zone. Just like in the song, we're in this hotel. How do we keep our routines? How do we eat right? How do we continue our relationships? Okay, so this is really coming to the forefront is that you're expanding in a really unique way right now. So be very gentle with yourself and be really honest with yourself, okay? Because what you're rooting in right now, right? What you're bringing in is wanting you to take that flow. It wants you to do what you need to do because you're letting go so that you can bring in that mission, okay? Bring in those steps. This has been a deep process for many of you, and I'm feeling a couple more weeks, okay? I know certainly if you find this sooner than later, that we have a lot of birds coming in, allowing yourself to be led, and really soon coming in the next couple days. It depends when you find this. This is timeless. But should you find this around the time that I recorded it, in these next couple weeks, we have the seagull coming forward. Okay. And that's really all about allowing the wind, allowing direction, but allowing yourself to do what? To do what you love, to be guided, to just shine your light and to know that that's enough, to take all the time that you need to regenerate and to feel great, right? But at the same point in time, not avoiding. It's so interesting because I'm getting like, but there's steps in that tower. Okay. I don't know how many steps. Maybe one of you knows how many steps there are in the Eiffel Tower. But it's like you know, honey? How many? My daughter says 100. So I'm not sure. She could be totally right. So 100 steps in the Eiffel Tower. So as we shine our light, as we're letting go, as we're going with the flow, what are we going to do? We're going to continue to take the steps. Wow, 1111 on the on the cross. Interesting. 1111 on the clock. But I said cross because I was seeing loss. But it goes together, doesn't it? We're grieving our losses with every step that you have taken. And this feels like challenges. This feels like I mean, I'm not it feels really epic, my friends. Okay? It really, really does. You've been taking steps. You've aligning to it. This is, for many of you with that 1111 coming in, this is new stuff. This is uncharted territory. These are, you feel very lonely. You can't really, you're finding little things here and there. Thank goodness you found this oracle because it does everything to put that wind beneath your wings, right? And with this grieve your losses, okay, as we make a plan, and that was coming in my forefront, is you're taking the steps. You're taking the steps to overcome the things that you have let go, the necessary sacrifices that you've made in order to walk into this evolutionary pattern. Okay. And I'm really feeling the timing is now because when I'm holding this card, I'm literally getting like one of those timers, right? Stopwatch. Okay. So I'm not really sure who the stopwatch is coming up at 12:44 in the oracle, but let me know if that's resonating with you. But I'm getting the stop clock. I'm getting and look at that. Stop the clock. Grieve the losses. Do what you need to do. Don't feel pressured. Don't feel that you have to push. Okay. Because I was talking about this on my Facebook page. By the way, if you're on Facebook, find me on Infinite Energy. It's hard. I weave in between channels, and so it's hard to cover everything. But I will tell you that we've been talking a lot about um, um, I kind of lost my thought there. So, taking the time, the hard edges, seeing the shapes, seeing things take form, really taking the time to reflect on that, really taking the time to enjoy the sights as you take those steps. Okay. Because every step that you take, you're going into a different, you're experiencing something different altitude, the wind, maybe you're feeling some shaking of the tower. Okay, are you with me? So grieve the losses as you go and know that even though it feels like you're losing something, okay, it's really not, it's really falling off with purpose. Okay, it's realigning you. Okay, is really what I'm feeling here. And, as we're talking about this, it's like you're going through a time period right now. What you're rooting in is you're really letting go of some of those very, very deep shadows, those shadows of the light that we talked about. That's who brought your message in. So let's remind you. Let's remind the message. When you find yourself alone and afraid, bring to the forefront the decisions that you've made. Okay. So really grieve those losses. Know that you had a decision and you made the decision. Sometimes we feel like I didn't choose this. Okay. But when we start to look into it, we really did. And sometimes we just kind of forget those nudges, right? What is it that you desire? Okay, so we're rooting in grieving these losses. We're taking the steps to make a plan to overcome the obstacles, to make, really, we're taking the steps to claim the gift in these challenges. Okay, so let's really kind of take a look at what are you desiring? What is going on for you? Look at this. I mean, we're definitely getting a story here, my friends. Accept disappointments gracefully. I'm being reminded that some of you are going through a job loss. Some of you are have, going through a loss with a friend. Some of you, it's been happening for months. Some of you are just feeling disconnected. Some of you have lost the luster for the work that you used to do. And so this can be really, really heavy. And this is why it's important to make that plan, to grieve that loss, to continue to take the steps so that you can accept what's dying, so that you can accept what's dying and seeing that unconditional love for yourself, okay? That shadow, those shades of gray, as we claim the wisdom, as we take back our power, as we make the connections, as we head towards alchemy, acceptance is part of the process. And it's part of this process. And it's interesting that we have this grief coming in because part of the process of grief, which is one of the most troubling emotions, right? And this is what we're talking about. How can we get above those emotions? How can we shine our light and alchemize those emotions so that we can come out of them, so that we can rise in alchemy into our queendom, right? So, what are those desires? Yeah, I'm feeling it, you guys. I'm feeling you. You want to build on solid ground. You want to know, you want to have a structure, you want to start building. It's like, yeah, being in flow is great, but being in flux is difficult. It's challenging. And there's this impatience, right? So we want to build on solid ground. How can we, in order to do that, how can we ensure that we are connecting with ourself at the forefront, at the very beginning, connecting with ourself, knowing that there is much more going on in here than maybe this realizes. The heart knows, your heart knows, your body knows. Some of you are just exhausted. It's been a process. But your angels and the divine has led you here. Your guides have led you here so that we can put some wind under those wings so that we can glide. Okay? Because this is the thing. If we don't start building, right? If we don't start building, how can we take form? So we've got to have the forethought to plan ahead, to make that plan, to start taking the steps that it takes, right? Are you getting this coming? This is really coming in really beautifully. Okay. So we desire to be on ground. I get that. Let's see. What are we creating? What do we want to create? What are we creating? What's going on with us, right? What's going on? I really feel like for many of you, We're still figuring it out. And I want to tell you that's perfect. That's a-okay. Okay? Redefine your intention, go within. Have because you've been grieving these losses, and I'm feeling that there's this ungrounded. I feel like some of you have had this tower moment where things have just kind of fallen apart, that you really haven't had a moment to really think about what it what it what it's like to flip the switch and to build, to rebuild, okay? To refine, redesign, refocus. And it's all coming in to take the steps. And I just saw 2007, and we're talking about your mission, and we're talking about the magic of your authenticity. And we're talking about how can you be you without the losses? How can you understand the steps of what you're building if you don't experience all that life has to experience? Is that making sense here? Okay. Because there's so much coming in. I mean, I just had it. The French Revolution. I'm hearing liberty, the pursuit of happiness. There's a lot to think about. And in a lot of ways, this is your revolution. This is your revolution, your time around the sun, your time here, your place right here on earth. How do you want to use it? Do you want to be stuck in those patterns running in the background? Or are you ready to alchemize those shadows, build on solid ground, to let go of what was and to start going into and taking the steps on what you truly desire to build and what you want to create, which is a structure in which you can love yourself, where you feel great, where you're excited to get out of bed and those feet hit the ground. And the first thing you say is, thank you. Okay? Look at this. It's just like they're one step, build on solid ground and loving yourself. The greatest thing about a tower moment, the greatest thing about something falling is the ability to put up something new. It's like, what do you have to lose? Right? What do you have to lose? And all to gain, because so many times we accept this structure in our life because of how we were raised, because what we were taught to do, because we're trying to impress somebody. Some of you are trying to impress people who are not even on the earth plane anymore, parents and grandparents. It's like, when can we grieve our losses? When can we let go of the pressure? When can we let go of what others think, of what we think we should do, right? Because when you love yourself, there's nothing that you should do. There's only a whole bunch of things you get to do, my friends. And that is a huge perspective. So please keep that in mind no matter where you are in in this alchemy, in this really this pathway that you're in, okay? This route, it feels like a path, right? And you've just got to take the steps. It feels like this trail. You got to take the steps to see if you're going to verge left or right, and just make the decisions and trust. In trust, collaborate with the alchemy, collaborate with yourself, collaborate with the magic, the things that feel good. Okay. So, what is this shift all about? What is this shift all about? Loving ourselves, we just got, which is key to being in our full power, right? And at the same point in time, doing things in moderation. So, I really am getting this, like, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah. Keeping your commitments, you know? This is what I was feeling. Do things in moderation. Keep your commitments. Don't allow the energies around you to influence where you're going. Okay, to influence where you're going. Because when you look at the shadows, and this is the shadows of the light, they want to come up to be redeemed. They're floating to the surface right now to create a tower moment to fall off so that you can pull in what you need to take the steps to step into your mission to create your abundance. And as you're looking at this diamond in the rough that you are, okay, with all the pressure that you take, the pressure cooker, no matter if it's been months, days, years, lifetimes, it's like you are learning from that. But keep your commitments. Don't allow yourself to fall into, the pit, okay? Don't allow yourself to fall into the pit of the shadows. They're rising up so that they can be released. And there will be this tendency to kind of grab on and to hold. Because when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to allow your shadow, that which follows you, to allow that to be redeemed and to be transformed and reformed. Like it's a lot to surrender to, right? So, what is the shift at hand? To face your adversities, to face the challenges that come for you. Now, I certainly don't want to be annoying when I share this, but I can certainly tell you that I've had my share, my family has had their share of adversities. And in fact, I'm so happy to be going live right now because, yeah, right now at this moment, there is a food truck festival, and our truck has been down for 4 weeks. Talk about adversities. The bills are piling up. Okay. It's not good, but we just keep going. We just keep going like the little engine that could. We let go of the things that have fallen apart. We keep fighting for that solid ground, and we certainly don't blame ourselves. Okay. Although it doesn't make sense and it's really frustrating, we face those adversities and we alchemize those feelings. And what I'm talking about is a lot of times we are our hardest critic and we blame ourselves. So, this is why this love, the self is right here. This is why we want to build on that solid ground. When things are falling apart all around you, oh my gosh. Oh, it's amazing how it can impact your entire existence. But this is just a step, my friend, a step in the direction of your success, a step in the direction of your success story about how you could climb to the top, okay? And enjoy the journey even more because of what you've learned along the way. And it feels really important. So don't question as much what's happening. It's not about what's happening, it's about why is it happening? What can I learn from this? How can we go into that? How can we face those shadows? It's not easy. And so if you need some help, again, in the description box, I'm going to be teaching a class on shadow alchemy. It's $33, but let me tell you, just to be able to talk about what are these shadows? Why do I want to redeem them? What do they turn into? How do we do this? Okay. No one said you had to do it alone, my friend. Okay. All right. So keep those commitments, my friends. All right. Keep those commitments. Face those adversities. Know that the structure is changing, but there are little glimmers and shimmers along the way that are going to keep you guided. Okay. So really focus on this, staying heart centered. Try as hard as you can to stay out of this. And the reason I'm saying this is because your brain only knows what it knows. It can only compare its experience to what it has experienced. So how can we vicariously How can we fake it till we make it? How can we act as if? How can we indulge into the senses to create the experience of that in which we desire, that in which we are trying to create? Because there's a big ending going on right now. We've covered that here in this oracle so far. So what is this ending? Let's talk about this. Let's get a little bit more. Again, do all things in moderation. Really, that's the second time it's come up. But we might take a little look-see there, but it's just like for many of you, there's just so much happening in the background. So much happening in the background. So let's go ahead and take a look-see. We're reaching for those stars. Okay? And I'm loving that this comes right after this. Okay? I know it's hard to see. There we go. We're facing our adversities. We're staying heart-centered. And then we're continuing to reach. And it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say. And it doesn't matter with the obstacles in front of you. And it doesn't matter if somebody thinks you're crazy. It matters to you. It matters to this. So if it feels good here, if you're excited, if it allows you to love yourself, if it allows you to start taking structure, if it allows you to shine your light and to even share your adversities with others and how you've overcome the different losses, my friends, it sounds really juicy. Okay, it sounds really juicy. So continue to reach for those stars because is what's ending is the I love how he talked about liberty, the pursuit of happiness. But what the divine is coming in here and talking about, bless you, sweetie. What the divine is coming in here and talking about, though, is something more. It's about a higher vibration. It's about new experiences. And so what we're seeing here, what's really in your heart of hearts is to express your joy. So what better way to express your joy for life than to accept all that you have lost and to stand in faces of adversities and to continue to reach? Like, do you even understand how amazing you are? Because if you don't, I want you to know you are. And that is better. That has more impact, at least for me, thinking about you. This holds greater impact than how much money is in your bank account, what kind of clothes you wear, what kind of house you live in, because it's the character of the person of who you are. That is what we're here to evolve. Okay? That is what we're here to evolve. And many people want to be happy. Many people are in the pursuit of happiness. And if you've seen that movie, it's coming up. Watch it. It's an inspiration, truly. But why would we bust our tails just for the pursuit of happiness when we can experience joy? Joy. So maybe these adversities and these losses and these trials and tribulations are really coming into your world so that you can really express your joy, express what's the higher version of what's on your heart. Because isn't it amazing that you find your way? Isn't it amazing it hasn't taken you down? Isn't it amazing how you continue to find your way and to keep going? I think it's pretty amazing. So continue to reach, right? This actually, it's the third time as I'm talking about it. You can probably tell I'm taking this pause. There is a book and it's called Reach. It's an amazing book, actually. And it's about this man. And I don't, I, I'm at, it's been a long time since I read it, but there is this man, and I know that he unfortunately was in an accident, and I believe he lost his limbs, his legs. And it was about his dream to go to Mount Everest, and he was one of the first disabled people to make it to the top of Mount Everest. Talk about, oh, I got goosebumps. Talk about trials and tribulations. But it makes that pinnacle, that tip of the iceberg when you find it, oh, so much sweeter. Oh, so much sweeter. And this is the energy I'm feeling right now with this card. Okay. So we're going to do one more card. And we're going to talk about what is the magic the divine wants you to hear. Well, we've shared a lot of magic already. We really have. But there's more. So tune out the distractions and get ready to listen. Tune out the distractions and go check out that channeled song and see what comes when you watch, when you listen, when you hear, when you feel. Okay? When you feel, when you know what's happening, what inspiration comes from that. Tune out the distractions, let go, and get ready to enjoy. Because the divine wants to show you that it's going to be, I've got full goosebumps, a magical journey to count your blessings. To count your blessings. We've got 7 cards here. We've got the number 777. Today is May 7th. I was literally led to do this oracle today with purpose. So how can we focus on our blessings? And in fact, this is a challenge. I have a challenge for you moving forward. From this day forward, for the next 7 days, how can you count 7 blessings for the next 7 days? And what and how does that influence how you shine your light, how you grieve the losses? How can that help you ground and root in and focus on the joy and the love that you have in your heart because you have the ability to face those adversities? How can you count 7 blessings for the next 7 days? Let's go ahead and jump into the oracle and find out some inspiration of what this is all about, counting our blessings. Okay, so just a moment. This oracle is a little bit different, so I have to locate it. And I always love it because the numbers talk to me. So the number is always a secret until I find it. And it feels like that is something that's going to help us. So hold on to count your blessings. Number 59. Okay. Number 59. How can we shift into clarity? How can we shift into the healing? How can we be one with the structure? Because there's definitely a shift going on for you, my friend. So let's go ahead and find out a little bit more about this particular message from this author, from the divine. Okay. I'm sorry. Count your blessings, page 59, 124. All right. Oh, sometimes. Here we go. Count your blessings. Everything is starting to fall into place. Open your heart and feel the blessings at hand. Accept your beauty and grace and let your inner self shine through. Oh, shine your light. Grow where you're being planted, my friends. You're finally accepting the fullness of your divine spirit. Your divine energy is calling you to be a success story in the world. Wow. Honestly, can you see him? I literally have goosebumps all over my body. You're moving in direct alignment with your full potential. As unfamiliar as this is, all your hopes and dreams are beginning to manifest on the physical plane. I told you we're rooting it in, my friends. Love yourself and allow yourself to see it. You're starting to live a charmed life and it's well deserved. Your blessings are abundant and flowing, even if you feel suspicious of all the goodness coming your way. Allow yourself to count those blessings. Your blessings are abundant and flowing, even if you feel suspicious of all the goodness coming your way. This wealth is a direct result of your past efforts, combined with your willingness to acknowledge all that the universe has to offer you. And this is your divine invitation, my friend. Expand your capacity to receive goodness and to love without resistance. It may take some time getting used to, but let yourself fully absorb all the blessings that the Creator has to offer. It's the next step in this natural plan for your soul's journey. This feels so blessed. How can we count those blessings? How can we take the focus on what has left? It's like Elvis has left the building, but it's like, who's coming for the next show? Is it you? Are you showing up? Are you going to keep that light on? Are you going to grow where you're planted? Are you going to allow yourself to love yourself, to hold on to your power and not give it away, to focus on staying grounded and connected to your intuition, to your connection? Because the divine is telling you to count these blessings, that they're coming into your world. And I'm not going to say whether you like it or not, because you have literally been waiting for this moment. So enjoy it and share with me. I'd love it. You want some accountability? Share in the chat on this oracle. What are the blessings that are coming in for you? What were your 7 blessings today? I can do mine right now. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Blessing number 1. Blessing number 1 is my daughter was to school on time. Okay, I know it sounds funny, but it was. Blessing number 2, I got to help out my husband with the job and I made some money. I made a $20 tip. Thanks, honey. Okay. Blessing number 3, I got to plan my day any way I wanted to do it, which is so amazing. I knew I was going to do this oracle, but I could do it at the perfect time for me. Blessing number 4. Blessing number 4. Okay, see, blessing number 4 is all about, okay, let's go. Well, I'm going to be the rain. I love that it rained and stormed like crazy and then the sun came out. So that was really a nice little blessing because it was really awesome to have this huge storm, like the roads were flooded and then it cleared. And so that was a beautiful blessing to see. Number 5, my dog, he's having some issues with his hips. He's getting up there. And it's just such a blessing to see his cute little face and how he just gets so excited every time we walk in the door and how I can tell there's some uncomfortableness, but he doesn't really communicate that. So that's a huge blessing. Number 6, well, I mentioned the food truck. So I was so blessed that we had an event today that we didn't have to sweat some like payroll and, the things that we normally don't sweat that we've been sweating for the last 4 weeks. So that was a true blessing. And the very last blessing truly is the ability to do exactly this, to show up and to share oracle and to connect with all of you. So I look forward to doing it again soon. Have yourself a great day. I know I've been away, but prepare. I shall be back very soon. Thanks for joining me. We'll catch you soon. Remember, 7 blessings for 7 days. 44404 on the clock. We'll talk to you soon.